agree, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no, no, no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all. All that I need. Trying to sugar cold, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors, our memories now the sun has come down. Like a river rising way up above. This ain't no sugar coat. I'll stay in bed. I still got the feeling that you're next to me, stuck in my head. When lights go off, you're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no, no, no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all. All that I need. Trying to sugar cold, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors, our memories now the sun has come down. Like a river rising way up above. This ain't no sugar coat.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Build things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a hurricane. You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for you, baby. Don't know how you're making me feel this way. What can I say? That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in
What's up, guys? Wednesday night studio sessions in the house. Real quick, want to do a mic check. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Hopefully you guys can see me. We got 2 people in the chat. Nacho's the only one that's said anything so far. Yeah, happy Wednesday, guys. How was everybody's week? Let me know in the comments what you guys want to talk about. So the topics we have on deck tonight, we're going to talk about the Parrot ANAFI thermal that was just released this week. Everybody was all excited about what was about to come, and we talked about it, kind of our predictions last week as to what it was going to be. And right after the live stream last week, I looked at the image again and I was like, oh, that's a thermal image. I bet it's a thermal drone. And I had that right, but anyway. So, now we got 3 people in the chat. Mario Monty, what's up, man? My favorite air fryer. Hey, Mario, what weight are you down to now? I mean, you don't have to tell us your weight, but how much weight have you lost? I'm anxious to see. I actually started walking this week, so you've inspired me. And hopefully, yeah, I'll lose weight along with you. Oh, you saw my G50 I got in the mail today. Yep. Super excited about that. So I've showed you this camera in the past. This is the G10. This was like the original G. This is OG. But it's only HD. But this is the camera I took to camp last year, and it was a champ. Like, I was able to record 6 hours of footage during the day. Just amazing. Like, I think I only went through, like, each battery lasts about 3 hours. The camera never overheats. It can take 2 SD cards, so I had 2 64 gigabyte SD cards in there. Once you're done recording on one, it automatically goes over to the next card. So I was like, man, if I had this camera in 4K, it would be awesome. Because it's tiny. Look at that thing, guys. Super tiny. So I haven't even been able to get it out of the box yet, because I've been getting ready for this live stream. But yeah, I'm super excited. So I normally film on the GX10, which is a 4K 1-inch sensor Canon camcorder. And then now I have a B cam that is small enough to put on a gimbal, but still just an amazing little camera. So I'm super excited. It doesn't have a 1-inch sensor. It has the one, I believe it's 1/2. I got that wrong. I'm sure I got that wrong. But it's not a 1-inch sensor. So, but I'm super excited to get that thing out. So everybody congratulate Mario. He's down 43.3 pounds. You have a scale that goes to 0.3. That's awesome. So that's awesome. He's been doing the ketones, and he's actually a really good cook. So he's using all of his cooking expertise to make his diet doable. So I've been kind of watching his progress, and it's pretty awesome. I'm 40. I'm about to be 43. I'll be 43 in a couple weeks, and I'm probably 100 pounds overweight. Well, I think 220. I look really good. So I'm about 275 right now. So I could lose 50 some pounds and be looking pretty good. Actually, when I drove Uber, I never ate. So I actually lost weight when I was driving Uber, when I lost my job and started driving Uber for a while. But that's not healthy, to just skip meals and stuff. So yeah. So we got Nacho and we got Mario and we got somebody else. That might be Ryan, or it might be like a friend from college that, you know, doesn't want to talk to me. It'd be awkward or something. So, so let's get right into it, guys. The first thing I want to talk about, I think I want to save the Parrot ANAFI talk to see if we get a couple more people in here, because I know Everything Tech would like to talk about the Parrot ANAFI and stuff like that. So what we're going to do tonight, 42.5 pounds was in 3 months. 3 months? 42 pounds? So that would be May, June, and July. So just in time for the end of summer, I could be thong ready. I mean, Speedo ready. I don't know where I'm going with that. Scratch that. I want to redact that comment. Sorry. We had an email happen over the last week at work, and it was one of those email that was like sent out to the entire company, and it was, you know, they messed up in the email, so they wanted to redact it. So not only did they mess up the first email they sent, then the whole company gets a redaction, which just says, hey, I screwed up the first time. So I just think that's so funny. Mario, one of the things that I'm worried about is this little neck skin. I feel like if all the fat leaves my cheeks, it'll just turn into this like turkey gullet. But anyway, so let's talk about 3D for a minute. I've had several 3D cameras that didn't do it for me. I've had the Lenovo Mirage. It only shoots 4K, and by the time you get that into, I mean, even though it's kind of cool, it just didn't do it for me. Like, you know, it's not something that I would produce anything with, and I'd kind of like to do some, maybe some live shows around Nashville, kind of a 3D VR set kind of thing. I've got several friends that are musicians, and I'm sure they'd let me just sit in the front row and set my camera up and record really good audio, as well as you know, really good video. But yeah, me in a thong probably isn't pretty. It's probably never been pretty. Even when I was in my prime, it was not pretty. So I've been thinking a lot about 3D. And what you guys don't know about me is that my current boss, this is the second time that I've worked for him. His name's Rob Solberg, and he's an amazing musician. His wife's an amazing musician. They're going to go to Budapest, so I'm going to try to put up a video sometime this week to kind of promote them and see if we can get some people to donate to their mission trip. But anyway, I got to sing with them last week, and actually, maybe we should play that video. That would be kind of a fun little video for you guys. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so anyway, I'd like to do some kind of live venues, because I've had the Oculus Go for a while, and I had the Oculus Rift, but I just sold my Oculus Rift because the Oculus Rift S is about to come out. But one of the coolest things I've done on the Oculus, the games are still okay. Like, it's hard to play Uncharted on the PS4 or even Halo. Like, those are some beautiful games. And then whenever you play a game in VR, since your computers can't handle VR correctly yet, the video games are like games that I played in the 90s, maybe early 2000s. Like, they're not that cool. So, what's up, Michael, with the blade? So with all that to say is, I really want to start producing something awesome. I've been watching a lot of venues in the Oculus Go where you're sitting in the front row of a of a comedy show. Or my favorite experience on the Oculus Go was at the World Cup. Basically, you're sitting in the on the midfield line, and you can, like, you're sitting at the World Cup in Russia, and you can talk to people next to you and stuff like that. So that experience was awesome. But yeah. So what I wanted, one of the things that, so wow, I rambled away from what I was talking about. So the boss that I'm working for now, the first company that I worked with him at, he was the CEO of it, and it was Franktown Rocks. And you can still look up Franktown Rocks and see a lot of my designs. And man, I think that was like over 10 years ago when we worked on that project. But I was a Flash designer, and I designed so you're getting audio out of one side. I think that's because I'm using, I don't know how to fix that. Let me see if I can fix that on the fly. All right. Oh, there you go. Check, check. Yeah, I don't know how to switch it to dual mono. So sorry, guys. We'll have to do dual mono. We'll have to do mono left channel tonight, and I'll figure out the audio next week. I'm actually thinking about changing services altogether, because I have the software that came with my Elgato just updated, so I might switch to that. But again, guys, maybe I should play some music so you can hear something in the right ear. So anyway, so my story that I'm getting to is, when I worked for Franktown Rocks, I designed characters in Blender 3D. And so what my goal for the next couple months, since I've been doing a lot of VR 180 stuff, my goal is, I guess my first goal is going to be to do my Shawn Ide Studios logo in 3D in Blender, and then there's a camera setting in there where you can do left eye and right eye, and you can render it in 3D. And so I'm going to do a logo in 3D or whatever. So that's my next goal. Another thing is there's a movie on the Oculus Go that is the whole thing's in VR 180, and then when you turn around, there's like a movie theater scene. So and then there's another experience that I saw where it was the making of a music video, and it had all these people dancing around the pool, like a fire dancer, and just some really cool things to look at. And then when you turn around, there's this beautiful logo stage design, like 3D rendered graphic. So in my VR 180 setup, I'd also like to be able to export it as a 3D 360 degree experience, and do like a really cool thing in the back. Do you guys want me to switch over to my Brio microphone? Let me see if that helps, because I'd rather you guys not be distracted by my audio. So let's Check, check. All right, so now we're in stereo. The audio is probably not as good, but let me know if that's okay for you guys. And we're going to start recording now. Dang it. Man, I had everything on fire tonight. I ate my dinner early. I reset the internet. I got my audio working, and I forgot to start recording. So anyway, so hopefully the stream is live and has a good connection the whole time, and I won't have to upload the pre-recording. So, all right, Bertram likes that audio better. So good, we're good to go. Drone likes it better. Drone effects with Claude. All right. So I sound more tiny. Yeah, it's the ketones, man. So anyway, so I was watching a video where a guy was doing it in Premiere. He was using a plugin called, I think it's like Mega 3D or something like that, where you can do 3D graphics in Adobe Premiere, or maybe it was After Effects. It might have been an After Effects plugin. But I'm going to try to play around with motion since I'm on a Mac and try to get that working. Because I'd really love, because I mean, I've faked it. Like I've had my logo and animation on there, but it's not 3D. I would love for it to be 3D. And I might be able to do it in Adobe Photoshop. I might be able to do it with like an animated GIF or something where it just kind of floats a little bit. Or something ominous. I don't know. Oh, tinny. Not tiny. Gotcha. Yeah, my webcam is right up against my monitor, and it's on a metal. I've got a weird rig tonight. I'm redoing my office, or I'm redoing this whole setup, probably Friday, and so. But what do you guys think about the lighting situation tonight? I tried to get away from the red lights. So, like, if I'm back here, I'm red, right? So I'm up here and I'm away from the red lights. So I'm like natural color. The background's red. There's a little bit of red happening here. I don't know what to do about that. The only thing I can think about is to point up from the ground, but I really don't know how to do that in such a tiny space. And I took the ring light that I had that was kind of right here in my face last couple weeks, and I zip tied it to my bunk bed. So anyway, I know y'all don't care. But if any of you guys, want to get into live streaming, there's a lot of things that I can teach you, and a lot of things that I still mess up every week. Like I forgot to start recording this week. I wish it was like the Parrot ANAFI, and as soon as you take off, it starts recording. So as soon as you start streaming, it starts recording. But there's an extra button in OBS, and I don't want to pay for a streaming software. I was thinking about getting the Mevo, but I think I finally got the Logitech Brio to look really good. So yeah. So okay, so I'm going to catch up. So drone effects with Claude. I am part of the Canadian Drone Hub. That's cool. What does the Canadian Drone Hub do? What is that about? That excites me. It's good, good. Look natural, leave it. You need powder, head is shiny. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a greasy man. Let's see if I can... I've got powder on my feet. It's really hot here in Nashville. So I've been putting Gold Bond powder in my shoes because my feet have been, they get sweaty. So yeah. So, does anybody in the room have one of these? Insta360 Evo. Does anybody care about this? I've been doing some videos lately on my channel, $20 Tuesdays, that I've used this guy, and what I love about it is the quality of the video is so good in VR 180 that I can get about a 4K video out of it and it still look good. Um, um, but anyway, um, so yeah, so Mario, I don't use like the medicated, like the original stuff. I used to use the original stuff, but I want to be like Shaq, so I use the Gold Bond powder that smells kind of like aftershave. But at least my feet don't stink. Like my feet smell good. Just my socks end up getting like white powder all over them. Not rolling. I'm bumming. I started working on my studio today. It was flooded and destroyed a few years ago. It was a depressing day. Made a depressing video about it. Oh, that stinks, man. So, Nacho, is it your house that has like a really cool like round fireplace type thing in the middle, like you can stand on all sides of the fireplace? I feel like that was your video that I watched like maybe like 6 months ago. But man, that stinks about your studio flooding. We had an interesting week. One of our praise reports is that I thought we were going to have to pay money in taxes, but somehow my YouTube business had a $4,000 loss because I spent more than I made. Shocker. So we're getting like $3,000 back. So guys, that is the earnest money for the new house we're going to build. So we're one step closer to getting a house with fiber and an actual room, a whole bedroom for Shawn Ide Studios. So you don't have to get this close to me. I can back up from the camera a little bit, because like that's how far the background is, and that's how close you guys are. That's about as big as my room is, guys. It's about 4 feet. I think it's like 10 feet this way, but it's only like 4 feet this way. So I missed a joke. Thought it was something my wife's doctor has. Sorry, bad joke. Uh-oh. Golden Bod. I didn't get the joke. I missed it. I missed the moment. Gold Bond power? Okay, I missed it. I'm so sorry, guys. Nacho, with all the traveling, has left me no time to do it. You can only have 3 years of loss. Okay. Even as a doing business as like a DBA, because we did a Schedule C. But yeah, I'll check into that. That's good to know. If you guys start getting your friends to subscribe to me and YouTube starts paying me more, then I won't have a loss. Actually, I don't know. I've been kind of down. I've been kind of down this week, but I've also been up pretty high too. The downside is that my wife's debit card, so her debit card didn't have a chip. and her debit card expires in June of this year. But since she can't use her debit card anywhere without a chip in it anymore, we had them send a new card with a chip. And we just assumed that the bank was going to discontinue her other card. But that wasn't the case. So we had two cards. Even though she kept it in her wallet, someone stole that card number and made a new card with it and went on a spending spree over the weekend and spent like $650, which put us in the hole, which put all of our bills into insufficient fund land. So it's one of those things where, like, you know, God gives us a win and then the devil just kind of punches us in the face or whatever. So, but hopes are high. You know, I'm going to live where I'm supposed to live. So it's all good. So, yeah. So let's move on. There's Termy. What's up, Termy? Woohoo! Mario sent me a super chat. And you didn't even say anything. You're supposed to, like, super chat something so everybody can read it. But that's awesome. Thank you so much, Mario. I really appreciate that. Is a super chat because I told you guys that someone stole money from me? So let me tell that story again. I'm just kidding. I really appreciate it, Mario. Blessings, man. So, Brent, I'm late joining, but does the new Parrot thermal have a larger non-thermal sensor? I thought I heard someone say it does. Also, I heard it has zoom functionality. Okay. I am not totally sure about the functionality. I feel like there's I'm actually not sure about that. I don't know if like if the bottom part of the camera is a thermometer and it just kind of puts an overlay onto the camera footage, or if there's actually two cameras in it. Now the Bebop Bluegrass thermal camera, it's like Bluegrass Pro or something like that. That actually had a FLIR camera on the back and a regular camera on the front, and they would not record at the same time. So, like, if you wanted to switch over to thermal camera, your whole drone would rotate around to the thermal part, which was ingenious. I thought that was pretty cool. But, you know, some of the professional thermal drones have two cameras pointing at the same subject, you know, at the same time. So you can see two different views. You can see the regular view of what you're looking at, and you can see the thermal view of what you're looking at. Man, I appreciate it, Mario. I really do. So let's get right into what's going on with the Parrot. So we're going to switch over to the webcam. I'm just kidding. That's the webcam. That's the webcam. But we're going to go over to the web page. All right. So we're going to go through the specs real quick with on the ANAFI thermal. And what I've done is I've got two tabs going on, so I can switch between the Parrot ANAFI page and the Parrot ANAFI thermal, so we can compare live kind of what's going on with the two. So, wow, that's a touchy menu. All right, so first thing, let's look at this. What do you guys suspect of this? Right here it says 4K HDR dual cam. So it says right here there's two cameras, thermal. But I don't know if this one camera can handle thermal and regular. Because I feel like this part right here is more of a thermometer than it is. You know those thermometers that you can just like point at things and you can measure the temperature? So I don't know if this overlays just a thermal image over this camera image or not. So that's kind of what I'm speculating, but I'm not sure. One thing I do know is the ANAFI thermal has a 3-axis gimbal, and it's a bit beefier of a camera. Like, you know, just the size of it, it's a little bit beefier. I saw a comparison of these right next to each other, and the Parrot ANAFI thermal looked a little beefier. So let's go down here. The best drone in its category. It might be the only drone in its category. I don't know, guys. But so check it out. So we have a 4K HDR 21 megapixel camera. So let's pull the specs up for the Parrot ANAFI. So Parrot ANAFI, the regular one, which I have, it has 4K HDR 21 megapixels. 4K HDR 21 megapixels. Okay, so both drones have the same camera. 3 times zoom. The Parrot ANAFI only has a 2.8 lossless zoom. Now see, this says 3-axis image stabilization, but there's only 2 axes on the gimbal. So that's interesting. They both have the 180 degree tilt, 26-minute flight time. So, which I feel like that's the same. "25-minute flight time." So I'm pretty sure they've beefed up the propellers and they've made the legs longer. And they might have just made the legs longer so they can have bigger blades on it. But silent flight, so we know the Parrot ANAFI hardly makes any sound. USB mobile charging, they both have that. Autonomous flights, they both have that. And they're both ultra compact. But thermal imaging camera can go from -10 to 400 degrees Celsius. Okay? So 100 degrees Celsius is boiling. Right? So that's 4 times the boiling point. So one of the videos they showed of the Parrot ANAFI thermal is it pointed at a volcano. So that's hot lava. Like right here, we're looking at a lava. Something else that I'm curious about, guys, is it's the same controller from what I can tell, but they've added a tablet accessory to this. So I'm really excited that you might be able to purchase this tablet accessory for the Parrot ANAFI drone. I don't know if that's for sure. I'm just speculating. But how cool would it be to, you know, have a better adapter for your controller. So let's see. So on the FLIR radiometric thermal imaging camera to measure and reveal thermal differences. So it has the FLIR imaging camera in it, and it has the Sony sensor camera in it as well. So it's got 2 cameras. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And I believe there's extra software for the thermal imaging camera, and I think that's why this drone is so expensive, because of those capabilities and the software it takes to run it. But if you look at this, guys, this is a beefier little camera. It might be fragile, but it's a little beefier. But I mean, if you look at these pictures, it's almost identical to the Parrot ANAFI. It really doesn't look that much different. I feel like these legs look stronger to me, but I don't know. Like they look a little bit different. Let's look at the Parrot ANAFI. Nope. Probably making y'all dizzy. No, those might be the same legs. Yep. So 26-minute battery. Wi-Fi connection up to 4 kilometers. Yeah, I hear you, Brent. I really want to see DJ get a whole bunch of competition because their drones are so expensive. Okay, Brent says the legs are stronger. And I feel like the blades are bigger, so it might, you know, they might have made it a little bit beefier to handle the bigger camera. And, it's got a longer flight time, so it probably has a better battery, probably a little bit bigger battery. From what it looked like, it seemed like it was a little bit longer of a drone. So, okay, so let's see the weight. That's what I wanted to look at. All right, so the weight of the Parrot ANAFI is 11 ounces. Why don't they use ounces here? Okay, here we go. Anybody know what the difference is between 315 grams? Grams and ounces? Anyway, that was... I wish the same people would write the specs. Okay, so here's the dimensions. Folded 218, 69, and 64. Okay, why are the specs for one in metric and the specs for the other in imperial? All right, so this isn't going as good as I thought it would. I'm glad I did this live and in front of you guys before I made a video about it. Anyway, so what do you guys... Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. Ooh. No, they don't have it yet. But the price, so Parrot ANAFI, $700. Where's the price? ANAFI thermal, $1,900. Now it says VAT excluded. So what is the VAT? Is that the software? Is that the thermal software? Or is that the license? Anybody know what VAT stands for? Oh, maybe that's taxes? I don't know. So anyway, guys, what do you guys think? Anybody getting a Parrot ANAFI thermal? I think if... Oh, Euro tax. European tax is a VAT. See, Brent, I know there was a reason you were here. Why don't we just start watching Brent's live stream? Brent's got all the answers. So Nacho says 11 ounces. So Parrot ANAFI thermal is 11 ounces. Parrot ANAFI. Whoa. Parrot ANAFI is 11.3 ounces, and the Parrot ANAFI thermal is 11.1 ounces. So the thermal is less, weighs less. So maybe they made some more efficiency somewhere else. Nacho rolling. I love my Mavic Pro, but DJI left a bad taste in my mouth with all the new models and the Osmo Pocket. Osmo Pockets. I'm actually doing a couple more videos about the Osmo Pocket, but just because there's a person on Facebook that is providing me free products to review on my channel. So at this point in the game, in my YouTube channel, it's hard to turn down a free product review, especially when it comes to the Osmo Pocket, because that's what's getting me a bunch of views right now. But I am planning on switching gears a little bit on my channel to review the Canon G50. That's going to be my new B cam, and then I'm going to turn this camera, the G10. I'm thinking about turning this into my web camera in my office, and just set it up and get it permanent, and it'll be all good. I'll be able to zoom in, and I don't know. It might do some crazy flickering because these LED lights cause some flickering. But anyway. Nacho, I'm going to have to put you in timeout if you start putting bad words in my chat. Selling you the M50. I haven't had the M50 for a long time. I had to take the M50 back right after I did that video because I couldn't really afford it when I did it. So, sorry, man. But there's a really good deal on B&H right now. I'll go back to the webcam. That was weird. I don't know if you guys shop B&H, but there is, so this one's $649. So it was $800, now it's $649 for this kit. Comes with a graphics card. But there's, look at this, guys, $699. You get the Rode Video Mic Go. Is that the Video Mic Go? Yeah, Video Mic Go. You get an SD card, 32 gigabyte SD card. So I almost bought this a couple weeks ago, and I think that's a great deal. Yeah, I think that's the best deal because it comes with a Rode Video Mic. So anyway, that's shopping with Shawn. So look, guys, 7:52, and we're still going strong. It's exciting, and I got a super chat. Y'all just made my night. 7 people watching. It's a good chat. It's a good night. I picked red because I was feeling saucy. Mario Monti, I've been looking at the 7D Mark II refurbished units for a long time, but I'm going to hold off for a while. My 40D and 20D refined, or are fine. Hometown TV 13, what's up, man? Do you think Parrot will release any new drones this year? They just did. 2 days ago. I don't know if they'll release any more. Um, I'd really like to see them um, innovate something new. Parrot, with the Disco, their fixed wing drone, Parrot's really, really good. I would love to see their lab and see like all their engineers just making stuff up. Because I think Parrot does a really good job, especially like their toy drones. Um, Let me see if I can. I was thinking about getting this guy. They're coming out with a new this guy. So this is the Parrot Mambo FPV. How cool is it, guys? So I've had a Mambo in the past, and the Mambo, if you guys want to compare it to something, it was basically the Tello before the Tello came out. The only difference is it actually came with a controller. But something the Parrot enough like let's look at some of the other Mambos. So they've got this Mambo, the Mambo Mission, and it has basically like the top of it is Legos. Okay. So you put this little Lego on it, and you can fly this little drone around and shoot little like airsoft BBs at people. Check that out. Isn't that cool? It also has a grip on the bottom so you can carry around things. So you can carry around that. So anyway, so there's that. But this, oh no, that's wrong. But check out the FPV. So it's got a little FPV camera, and you can fly it around your house, or like in a gym or something like that. It's a tiny drone, so it doesn't really fly very well outside. Even though I have flown it outside, my Mambo, and it has like a 1080 camera. The 1080 camera. The original Mambo has a camera on the bottom of it, and it's a still camera. So let me catch up in the chat. So to answer your question, Hometown TV 13, will they release something else? I'm not sure because I mean, yeah, like you said, the thermal drone is not a consumer product. It's definitely a professional product, commercial. Because wait, let me get in focus. Follow me, follow me. I'm not in focus. I don't like that. There. All right, we're gonna do that. So I don't know if they're gonna release anything consumer or not, but I feel like with the Parrot Mambo FPV, I feel like there's probably some more toys that they'll come out before Christmas. Usually companies come out with things in the fall because it's right in time to buy for Christmas. So coming out with a product in the fall is the best chance to sell a lot of items right off the bat. So I think that from a business standpoint, I think it would be silly not to release something. Now, what a lot of companies do is they just kind of rehash their current product and make adjustments to it. So, which I feel like I don't have it in my hands, so I can't make a scientific statement about it. But I feel like the Parrot ANAFI Thermal, much like the DJI Mavic 2 Pro and the DJI Mavic 2 Zoom, they were the exact same drone with different cameras. So so they, they might do. I feel like the thermal is kind of something like that, where Parrot ANAFI was a good drone. It's autonomous. It flies. Does pretty good in the wind. It's quiet. And they're like, hey, we could stick a thermal drone on. We could stick a thermal camera on here. We already have the technology with the Parrot Bebop Bluegrass. So anyway, those are my kind of my predictions. But I feel like the Parrot ANAFI is good enough for this year as well. It's still a really good drone. Now they came out with an extended package, which is kind of like the Fly More package. So they did do that. And something I've seen Parrot do in the past is they'll come out with different styles of the same drone. So Parrot Bebop, there was a blue version, there was a red version, and then they came out with a black version that just lasted a little bit longer. So what if they came out with the Parrot ANAFI that lasted 35 minutes? Would you guys buy it? Or is the Parrot ANAFI and then just buy another battery? Is that good enough for you? Do you really, something I would love to see, they said that the Wi-Fi range is up to 4 kilometers on the new Parrot ANAFI thermal. I would love to see a better controller come out, one that your phone doesn't fly out of, and one that has better antennas, so you have a stronger connection. A lot like DJI is definitely winning in the connection department, and it'd be nice to see, because I think the Parrot ANAFI is an amazing drone, but there are some limitations. When you're flying around buildings or Wi-Fi congested areas, it has the same problems that the Spark did. So I'm way behind in the chat, guys. Brett Newman, the Mambo hovers like a tripod. Amazing non-GPS stabilization. Yeah, the one I had, I think it was called the Spider, and it had wheels on the side of it, and you could fly it up the wall and across the ceiling. Man, it was so cool. So everything tech showed up. I was holding off the Parrot ANAFI thermal conversation. I was waiting for you, everything. But is there anything that you missed, everything tech, that you want to talk about the Parrot ANAFI? Do you have any questions about the Parrot ANAFI thermal? I don't have it, and I ended up spending. So the reason I got my camera, my Canon G50 in the mail today, is because I was holding off until Monday to see what Parrot announced, and when they announced a thermal drone that I couldn't afford, that was when I pulled the trigger on the Canon G50. So I'll be switching gears there. But I also have a solo shot coming in the mail tomorrow. So I'm going to try to figure out how to record. I don't think I want to put much weight on my small drones like my Air, but like that intro that I did today for the teaser for this live stream, that was done on my Mavic Air. So that was kind of fun to get that out again. So I might do some more videos with the Mavic Air, because I feel like I bought that for this channel and I didn't really, like, the Parrot ANAFI just kind of trumped it, and I didn't do any videos on the DJI Mavic Air, and it's a really good drone. So I might just do a full-on DJI Mavic Air series, Parrot ANAFI, like finish out my Parrot ANAFI series, start my Unique Typhoon H Plus series, and I might get a Unique Typhoon H this week, depending on, I'm trading a camera for one, and depending on whether my friend likes the camera or not will depend on whether I get the H. So I'll be able to do some really good comparison videos between the Typhoon H and the Typhoon H Plus. And a lot of people, from the comments on my videos, a lot of people think it's the same drone, and it is not the same drone at all, guys. So anyway, there's that. So Nacho, I really love the Mavic Pro, and it is hard to replace. I know, I loved my Mavic Pro. I actually pretty much started this YouTube channel on the Mavic Pro. I put everything on that thing. I put two 360 flies. I put, you know, GoPro, MeSphere. I put all kinds of stuff. Everything tech. Oh yeah, ANAFI thermal seems pretty cool, but it's aimed towards professionals, and I'm certainly not one of them. I was somewhat disappointed. I was wanting more of a consumer type drone product. Although, if you want a drone with thermal capabilities, the ANAFI edges out the Magics. Something about Mavic. But yeah, I think I actually really like the. I'm gonna get it wrong. Is it the DJI Mavic 2 Enterprise? I really like the idea of pluggable modules going on a drone, like being able to buy one drone and then buy extra modules to, to change the capabilities of that drone. I love the unique Typhoon H series that you can take the camera off and put a different camera on it. I'd love that, and I would love for companies to come out with more modular products. You think about like in a hardware store, you've got, and I don't know any of the companies that do it, but you've got like a wireless drill, like a cordless drill, and that battery pack will go in a flashlight, and it'll go in a saw, and it'll go. I would love for a drone package to be modular, so you could buy chunks. I mean, DJI is really good at milking you with the accessories. Like, I mean, they put out a camera that you couldn't even attach to anything. The DJI Osmo Pocket. So it was meant to have accessories attached to it. That's the whole point. So I would love to be able to buy a base product, and like cameras, you can upgrade the lenses. You can buy the base camera with the base lens on it, and then if you want to shell out another $400 and get a really nice piece of glass, you can put it on your camera. Why not do the same thing with drones? Like the DJI Mavic 2, I thought it was stupid that they came out with two different drones, and they said that you could swap the cameras, but you have to send it in to us, and you don't get the camera back. I think those are stupid. Those are decisions that don't have the user in mind at all. So I would love to see modular units. I would love to see like I don't know. Something else I was really looking into is there's these things called Rolio blocks. Is that what it's called? Roly. Is that right? Yeah. So check this out, guys. So these are Roly blocks, and I'm not necessarily a musician, but I'm a singer and a percussionist, and so I'm really kind of getting into like finger drumming with like a drum sequencer or whatever. But these blocks, if you can see on the edges of it, they have like these magnets and these connections, and so all these little blocks modules, they just kind of all snap together. So here's a picture of a keyboard with the drum sequencer and the controller, and they all just kind of snap together. How cool would it be to have a drone that did the same thing? You had you had the base brain, like the brain that controls the leveling and the accelerometer and like all the little thing, the GPS unit and all that stuff was in the middle, and then you could add like tiny arms, and then you could add like between 4 to 6 arms. So you could have a quadcopter, or you could have a hexacopter, and then you could put different cameras on the bottom of it. And I mean, I know a magnetic, like, it's probably not a good idea to do it magnetically because you've got a compass in there. But how cool would it be to have like a modular drone kit? And depending on your job, like, what if you could build the blocks around a 360 camera? So the whole middle of it was a 360 camera. In my head, I see just all these awesome things. And maybe it's because I watched Bumblebee over the weekend, and Bumblebee could turn into all these different vehicles. I don't know. But I think that would be pretty cool. So we got 5 people in here. And we've been going for an hour and 6 minutes, guys. This is pretty good. And I'm pumped. I'm having a good time. So I think we're going to hang out for a little bit longer. I do want to do my unboxing of my camera. But I'm not gonna show that to you guys tonight. I'm gonna keep you waiting. And I want to apologize for not putting out videos this last couple weeks. We did our taxes. This last week was so busy for me. I worked I worked a 40-hour week last week. Then I worked all weekend. Then I took Monday off because I still wasn't done with the project I was working on over the weekend. So I did, I worked some more on Monday. We got our taxes done. We had a birthday party on Sunday. I don't know if you guys saw it on my other channel. I recorded, our church did like a walkthrough, kind of the Easter week or whatever. So I put a tripod on wheels and wheeled it all around the church and recorded everybody's drama, and then I skipped church so that I could edit that video. And then just, man, it was one of those weeks that, like, Monday night, my eyes hurt so bad from looking at the computer. I was like, done. So, I'm planning on ramping up some videos, but I think I need to get ahead of the game and do like 3 videos at a time, and then, the only thing left is to edit them. So I might be wearing the same shirt in a couple of videos. So don't hate me because I'm stupid. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about tonight. I'm pretty excited. I'm super excited about that camera. I really just want to get it out of the box. So we might end this. I'm thinking about ending this at 8:15. So we got about 4 more minutes. And then I think we're going to be done for the night. But I love you guys coming out and hanging out with me. It's a good time. I really look forward to Wednesday nights, even though there's only, 4 or 5 of you show up at a time. It's a good time for me. I really have a good time. Not Your Rolling talked about the GoPro Karma. I wish the GoPro Karma wasn't a fail. I thought that was such a good idea. Such a good idea. And I thought it was so funny that they came out with the drone, and then like the same week, DJI just sucked all of their sales with the DJI Mavic. So Mario's got to go. Sorry I can't stay. Have a good night. Peace out, Mario. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Really made my night. So you basically bought me my fish and shrimp combo tonight. So you bought me dinner. So cheers. It didn't help me lose weight, but thanks for dinner, buddy. But I'm going to start looking for some recipes from you, because I kind of want to, thinking about getting into the whole ketone thing. We tried the ketone thing for a little while, but then There's something about someone selling things to me all the time that I can't stand. Like when people on Facebook all of a sudden turn into this like Tupperware salesman or ketone salesman or whatever it is. I was actually feeling really good on the ketones, and then all of a sudden people wanted to be my life coach. People wanted to just bombard my life with just, hey, let's reboot this week. Time to get reboot. And it's just, I'll be more than happy to join your program, but don't bug me and annoy me and try to sell things to me all the time. Like this YouTube channel is where I try to sell products, but I also, it's up to you whether you want to watch it or not. Okay? But my Facebook, like really good friends of mine, all they did is like try to sell me stuff all the time. And they never, like, they stopped being human. Like they just became like salesmen. Like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Oh, salesman. Ah! That's how I felt every time I talked to him. So I'm glad Mario hasn't pushed ketones down my throat. But I see his results, and it kind of makes me want to do it. So, well, it's 8:15, and the chat's been a little quiet for a while. So, happy Wednesday night studio sessions. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I look forward to next week, guys. Look forward to some videos this weekend. Got a meeting tomorrow, so I might have a lot of work to do. But it's a good thing because it's helping me afford products that I can review for you guys. I'm really excited about the Oculus Rift S coming out. I think that's going to come out around my birthday. So, anyway, I'm rambling now, so this is me signing off. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Peace out, guys.